This started as a survival game. Eventually, it became something else. Welcome to Away from Life. Alright, new game. This is where bad decisions begin. Naturally, my first experiment was testing the character limit. Apparently, it's a lot. I only used a few though. Everything is under control. Ignore the homelessness. And within the first minute, I found my first glitch. If you aim your weapon and throw it at the same time, your neck completely breaks. That's okay though. It's only visual. The game takes survival very seriously. There are meters for basically everything. And to fill the hunger meter, I hunted this bird, cooked it, and would you look at that? It's a chicken. I didn't know chickens could fly, especially like that. But because I was still new, I had no way to get water. So eventually, I died of thirst. I probably would have survived longer if I stopped wasting time on completely useless things. And I spawned in the exact same spot as before. So I decided to build my base here, because apparently I'll be seeing this place a lot. I was clearly planning to die many more times. Yes, there is an option to build a normal looking base like this, but I had an alternative. By the way, I don't understand why these guys laying on the ground when making bed is so easy. If you take a bed and place it on the ground, get in the bed, press R to get out, eventually you're standing on the bed. So this gave me an idea. What if I place my bed under the cliff in spot like this? So if I do that and then lay on the bed, I end up inside the cliff. A little shaky on the way in, but it works. And yes, there is enough space for one small house. I normally play in peaceful mode, but for this test I started a new save. I wanted to see if living inside the cliff could protect me from animals attacking me. Life without bills. So I did the same thing and waited for one of the animals to appear. And no animals showed up. Only one wasp. I couldn't see it, but I could hear it, which means it was there but couldn't reach me. Safe to say, life inside the cliff is pretty good. One more thing about animals. It's actually very easy to fight Komodo dragons. You just place a foundation and jump on top of it. Not so scary anymore. Next to my base, there is this container, which is locked. But every time I load into the game, there are new goodies inside that I want. And I'm way too lazy to use lockpicks every time. So even here, I'm using a bed. Just go to sleep, wake up, take your goodies, and live like nothing happened. Actually, now it feels less like a crime. I'm not breaking in, I'm just going to sleep. The devs made such a huge world, I needed to see what was out there. So I parked my raft like this. And no, I definitely didn't crash into shipwreck. Okay, I did crash. But please notice, the anchor is in the water. So technically I did something correctly. We'll talk about that later. But at the moment there was an entire island waiting for me, which was pretty much empty. Except this 505. What could it mean? I'm just kidding. I know it's SOS. Let's play a game. Move 2 matches to make a biggest number possible. I think answer is 51,151. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And I don't know who this belongs to. But there's a chance I just ruined somebody's chances of being rescued. Once I was done with making the situation significantly worse for someone, it was time to head back. So I went back to where I left my raft, and for some reason it wasn't there, but I clearly remember leaving it with anchor down. Luckily I found it in the sea, where I definitely didn't leave it. Here's what happened. If you put the anchor down, save the game, go live your real life for a while, and then come back and load the save, the anchor position doesn't get saved. So, if you don't want to lose your raft, don't live in reality. Or the dev could fix this. But it seems like he's making this game alone, so that might take some time. After building workbench, I found something that immediately caught my attention. A helicopter. I need it, so I made one. Helicopters require fuel, which I can make. It only needs animal fat and scrap metal. Scrap metal? Easy. Animal fat? A little more complicated. The animals live on these islands. I could hunt them, but eventually they run out, and they don't respawn immediately. So I had a question. Maybe humans contain animal fat? And luckily I know an island where humans live. So I traveled there with my new toy, which was pretty hard to control at first, but eventually I figured it out. So there they were, and it was time to test if they respawn. And the answer is yes. Now the question was, Do they contain animal fat? And the answer is also yes. Actually, it's little rude to call it animal fat. Maybe we should call it NPC fat? So after a while of killing, saving, and loading, I finally had enough. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. I mean, with humans. Now I could travel the world, and I did. And then I found more NPCs, but these ones spawned in a groups of 3. Every time they saw me, they ran. I had to chase them down. So I started wondering, what if I place foundations around their spawn point? And it worked. Oh boy. More fuel for my fun. One last bug worth mentioning. If you save while standing between 2 foundations, you get stuck. And the only way out is to destroy one of the foundations you're standing on, which also destroys your wall. Not game breaking, just really annoying. Anyway, that was Away from Life. I still feel like I barely explored it. Hopefully the dev won't be mad at me. See you next time. And remember, don't live in reality.